Welcome back, everybody. It's another exciting episode of Sam, Vince, and Tyler. I am Sam. I am back in the driver's seat. Vince, how are you? Tyler, how are you?
I'm good, my man.
And Tim, how are you?
I'm good.
All right, man. Thanks for holding down Tim's our newest member. He's holding down all the production fort over there. So he's going to be taking care of audio and our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, man.
No
really
problem.
appreciate you. All right, guys. It's kind of a light week in sports, but there's a lot going on. So our big discussion for today is we got to talk about the 49ers. We got to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. We got to unpack that. But first, let's get to some baseball scores. We're gonna go through the A's real quick. We're gonna go through the San Francisco Giants real quick. So Vince, what do you got for me?
All right. So in the last 10 games, the A's are 5-5. So doing a lot better than they were at the start of the year. So that's good.
Yeah.
They just concluded a 4-game set against the Yankees and got a split 2-2. The first game on Friday, they lost 13-4. That one was not pretty. That one was really rough to watch. James Caprillion just like really shit the bed on that one.
Yeah.
Friday night, the A's lost 3-2. I mean, aside from one mistake pitch, that one was really close. And then Saturday, I actually, crossed the picket line and went to my first baseball game this year. Yeah, chose the right one apparently because Adam Oller goes 8 shutout, only allowed 1 hit, and the A's win it in extras 3-2. Stephen Vogt went yard in the 10th. And DJ LeMahieu threw the ball away in the 11th, and that's what got the winning run across. And then
was it drone night?
That was the drone show, yeah, for Nickelodeon drone show. So we got to see like Tommy Pickles and SpongeBob and Patrick and
That's kind of cool.
all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
The drone said
sounds cool.
Oakland, and then like some more drones were like green colored and like so to pretend like they're the Nickelodeon slime coming down.
Nice.
It was
Cool.
a lot of fun.
that-
Yeah.
Did they show pictures of feet with the drones? Nickelodeon's in like a sticky situation.
Okay. Yeah. Sticky situation because they're the slime network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Giggity.
Okay.
And,
And then
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say the last game was a 4-1 win against the Yankees. That was Sunday night and Sunday afternoon, excuse me. And I mean, in terms of attendance, the A's got 11,000, 17,000, 36,500 for the 36,500 for the drone night, and then almost 30,000 Sunday afternoon. So the fans showed up for the Yankees series.
Well, Sunday was the 20-game win streak.
So
honorary.
you get a lot of fans for that, and I think in the past when the A's were drawing better, you would put the 20-game streak against somebody that like the Orioles or something that nobody cares about to try to bring attendance to that. But you want to at least show a somewhat fuller house for a big name,
Exactly.
where you can charge more, like those upper third deck tickets are like $25-$30 instead of $15
For sure.
for the Yankees game. So maximize.
Well, good week. It was a good week for A's baseball. All right.
Good week.
Good for them.
Good week. Yep.
Wait, question though. Did Lou Trevino blow a game when you were
Yeah,
there,
he
or was
did.
that Sunday?
That he
Sunday.
did. That was no. I mean, he
Classic.
took the loss on Saturday, but
Classic.
it wasn't actually his fault. But
Oh,
I
it
mean,
was Saturday he gave it up. Yeah.
Saturday he was pitching. He closed the door on the 10th with the game tied, and then like in the 11th, that's when DJ LeMahieu cost the game for the Yankees. And so, I mean, even when Lou isn't at fault, he always took losses for the A's. So I'm happy to see that trend continues while he's in New York.
Feels natural.
All right.
Yeah, it felt right. It felt like I felt justified, And I may have been a little bit of an asshole on Twitter, but whatever.
Who isn't an asshole on Twitter?
Right? Yeah. Twitter tough guy, Vince Gabrielson, right here.
There you go. All right. So the Giants are also scuffling.
They are way worse. Yeah.
That team is just
two-
what are their
yeah.
give me their last 10 and their weekend
2-8 in their last 10, and they got swept in Minnesota, 9-0, 3-2, and then 8-3 on Sunday. Everything's falling downhill, and it's falling apart fast for the Giants.
We'll talk about them a little bit later in the show, but yeah, they're a mess. Absolute mess. I really want to jump into this Jimmy Garoppolo stuff.
So the big news: Taylor Swift is dropping her new album on. No, I'm kidding.
Jeez.
Yeah. So Jimmy
Vince is a Swiftie.
Yeah, a little bit. That's fine. God. Okay, so
10 minutes in, we're already off the rails.
He's all flustered.
10 minutes in, we're off the freaking tracks. Come on.
He's ready to give you. He's ready to give you the fact. The only thing I know about this new Taylor Swift album is it's coming out on my birthday. That's the only thing I know.
And it's like songs that she wrote like in the middle of the night at midnight, and it's called like Midnights, and it's going to be amazing. Moving on to Jimmy G.
Yeah, I want to know about Jimmy G. What's going on?
So he has restructured his contract. He will stay with the Niners. There is a no trade clause, but like the Niners can trade him, but like Jimmy's going to be involved in that and in any of those discussions. He's going to be the highest paid backup in the NFL. He's going to get $6.5 million. He's going to get like a $500K roster bonus. So that it's a $7 million contract. And then if he does end up starting games, there's a lot of, accelerators and incentives and stuff that could make it worth up to 16 million, I think. So, it's good money if you can find it. And I didn't expect Jimmy to still be on the team, but when there wasn't anybody to trade with, and you're not going to trade him in the division because he's good enough to fuck you up. Really make you can't trade him to Seattle. That would be a problem. Yeah.
Okay. So are they keeping him on retainer essentially, where they're like,
more or less,
you're not going anyplace else, but like, so we're going to pay you just to sit around and maybe you'll play some games.
Yeah,
wow.
That's exactly what's happening. They weren't going to cut him. He's too good of a player to let walk out. He's not good enough to he has his limitations as a quarterback. He's very good at what he does. He's not throwing the ball very deep. He can, he's accurate.
Is there going to be drama though? Like if he stays on the team, obviously there's going to be that question mark once and if Lance starts struggling.
I mean, Trey Lance is going to struggle, and those questions are going to start coming up, and that's what I didn't think would happen. That's why I thought Jimmy was going to be gone, is because you don't want any questions at all. But unfortunately, that they couldn't find a trade partner, and they weren't going to cut him. I mean, they told us as much even back on like August 7th that they were not going to cut him. He's too good to cut. So here we are. Nobody wanted to trade. He's staying around, and they were able to restructure the deal. So they're not paying him, $25 million. They're paying him $6 million plus, any more if he actually does play.
Hey,
would you take a Teddy Bridgewater and I don't know, a third or fourth round pick for Jimmy G?
I would not take Teddy Bridgewater. No.
You wouldn't take him as a backup to avoid any kind of drama?
No, I mean,
because he's the backup for Tua.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I mean, here you are with the Miami again. I told you that wasn't going to happen.
I still want it to happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's want and realism, and I had no. There was no way that was going to happen. It's as much as like I appreciate Jimmy getting us to a Super Bowl, getting us to an NFC title game. I was ready. I had moved on. I think the fan base entirely had moved on, and we were ready to start the Trey Lance era. And now that he's going to be here as the backup quarterback, and I mean the backup quarterbacks the Niners did have, Brock Purdy and Nate Sudfeld, they were not really all that inspiring when they were playing in the preseason. So in the end,
I mean, Big Nate, that's not your guy anyway.
No, I mean, And then Brock
That's
Purdy,
Gruden's guy.
Mr. Irrelevant. I wish they would have found a home for Jimmy, but they didn't. So here we are, and it is what it is. I don't know what else I can say on the matter.
So you don't like the deal. You don't like that he's coming back.
I like that they I like that they restructured. I mean, it would suck
it's
to
not
have
about that. You're not happy that he's back on the team.
I think that I wish he was gone. I do, but that's more about me wanting Trey Lance to have no questions, not having to look over his shoulder, more than it is about Jimmy. Jimmy's still, you know, he still has a lot of friends in the clubhouse, you know, in the locker room. So it's going to be a little bit more awkward. And when Trey Lance does struggle, because he's going to be a first-year starter,
he will struggle.
There's going to be struggles. The highs are going to be higher than Jimmy ever could get to, but the lows, there are going to be some lows, like bad Jimmy. We joked about bad Jimmy in the past and good Jimmy, and I think the gap between bad Trey and good Trey is a lot wider than the gap between bad Jimmy and good Jimmy. So this is going to be an adventure.
I think it makes total sense for everybody involved, honestly. Like, I think it makes total sense. I
don't. I think it's a cop out. I think
100%
100% they should have found a trade partner. And I think the 49ers asked for way too much, and now they're going to have to deal with drama on the side. I think it's going to turn out to bite them in the ass, to be honest with you.
Well, it kind of sounds like they're afraid to let him go because they're afraid that he's going to go to another team and kick their ass on another team. Right? Is that what I'm hearing?
All of that's
too?
true, but I think they whatever. I don't know if they were asking for too much. Like, if you're asking for a first rounder, you're definitely not getting that.
I think it was 2 seconds is what they were.
It's too much.
Rumored
maybe
to be,
a second. You know,
a second and a fifth or something
of that nature. Yeah.
You paid 1 second rounder to get him.
Right.
So I think the Niners want to say, hey, we upgraded. You know, even if Jimmy doesn't work out.
If you would have got a second rounder in this draft, that's a win. If you settled for just a 2 and a 5 or, you know, something, you know, like that, that's a win because you paid a 2, you got to a Super Bowl, you got to NFC Championship game. So he did pretty good for you on a, you know,
there's plenty of second rounders that don't do that for your team.
Right. They could have settled for something. Maybe they were asking too high. I don't know. They couldn't find an agreement, but I just think Trey Lance, there's going to be highs and lows, and there's always going to be, you know, there's nothing sexier than the backup quarterback when your team stinks. But I think the talk already out of like hometown radio is that the 49ers are going to have like this Baltimore Ravens defense. Like, that's what people are saying and that cover the 49ers. People are saying that this defense is going to be so good, you know, that you're not going to need to score a whole lot of points. You could probably cover up a lot of stuff that Trey Lance does. You can overcome mistakes because it's going to be a 49er defense that can stop drives. It's going to sack the quarterback. It's going to create turnovers. So you're going to have more opportunities to score than your opposition.
So what the 49ers already
a whole bunch of skill, but what if a Joe Theismann injury happens? Maybe he's playing out of his mind and this dude breaks his leg, you know, and you're going to go to Purdy. Like, what if you're 5-0 and this dude gets hurt and that's your backup? Like if this is a Super Bowl contending team, then you're going to need a quarterback. And I don't think maybe you can win it with Trey Lance. I don't know. Maybe you can win it with Jimmy G. We know he can get there because he got there. This dude could get hurt. This rookie could get hurt.
I would argue that it's the 49ers already. I mean, yeah, he got to Super Bowl, but how much was that really the defense that helped win some of those games for Jimmy? That kind of masked a lot of Jimmy's shortcomings.
Great defense that year.
Still do, and the secondary is maybe the best secondary in the NFL going into this year. I mean, I'm really stoked for
but if
the number of interceptions.
Teams, if Jimmy G got hurt, who was the backup on that team?
Nick Mullins.
We saw it. It was Nick Mullins. Yeah.
So, like, do you think if you get into the playoffs with Nick Mullins, do you think you're getting to the Super Bowl from the first round?
Hey,
not a chance.
Eagles won with a backup quarterback. I will.
Who was it though? Who was it though?
Big Dick Nick, Saint Nick.
So, like, honestly, like Nick Foles is remember Billy Volek? Remember Billy Volek? Just like the dude who never started, but when he did start, he would come out and ball. You know, like when Billy Volek was a backup quarterback, he came out and balled out. Like he was a solid backup. Remember John Kitna? You know, Carson Palmer got the job, but John Kitna was right behind him his first year as a starter. You know, John Kitna was still behind him. Well, you know, so I think it's healthy for Trey Lance to have somebody who's possibly a better quarterback than you right now. Could Trey Lance be better by the end of the season? Hell yeah, he could be better. You know, I mean, he might be better now.
That's out to be seen, though. We have to wait and see. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, Trey Lance could get injured. Trey Lance could get injured.
Exactly. I 100% agree with you on that one. But again, they want it too much. And I don't want to dwell on this too much because, you know, we have a lot of stuff to cover this week. But, well, we have a little surprise for everyone at the end here. So I don't want to take up too much time. But that being said, though, is that they want it too much. And I feel like they probably bit off more than they could chew. And I think that ultimately it's going to create drama. It's going to be this weird dynamic in the locker room because it's not his team, but it was his team. So I think it's going to come back and bite him in the ass.
Here's the one thing we didn't talk about though, was Jimmy got injured, like, and that surgery happened. And that's probably what tanked his trade market more than anything else.
Totally.
So
Agreed.
that shoulder surgery is why we're in this situation right now. I 100% believe that.
I also think too, this is the 49ers are also looking at it right now where week 3, what if Miami's quarterback gets hurt and they were 3-0, 4-0, and you need a backup quarterback now in Miami or whatever team, you know, what if Indianapolis loses Matt Ryan, you know, or would they make a trade for a veteran quarterback, you know? Like, so there's going to be a team that starts off 4-0, you know, they're in contention right before the trade deadline and they might lose their quarterback. It seems like there's always a team a year. Like, who would would that team want to make a trade for Jimmy Garoppolo in the season? Because there's always a hurt quarterback. And if you're a playoff team, you might pay during the season. So I think that's why I think it's a win-win-win for everybody.
All right, I think we beat this horse to death. Let's I think it's time to switch gears, talk baseball a little bit. And Tyler, you made a note about a dark horse linked to possibly buying the Angels.
Yeah, we're kind of cross-matching sports here, but Joe Lacob has come out. Well, I won't say this. He has not come out. But a lot of people are discussing that Joe Lacob has been interested and linked to wanting to buy the Dodgers, wanting to buy the Padres, wanting to buy the A's. So now it's come out that the Angels are selling amidst this drama filled of, you know, firing their head coach before halfway through the season and having two of the best athletes in MLB basically being wasted. As an A's fan, I appreciate this and I wish that we could do it or at least have this happen. But the fans have come out and said, "You're a terrible owner. You need to sell the team." And he said, "Okay, I'm trying to sell the team." So Joe Lacob has been linked to try and purchase the team. No words of if he's gone forward with that or what the situation may be onto it. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough for me. Like, I'm a big Joe Lacob fan. Am I more of a Joe Lacob fan than I am an Angels fan, I guess, is the best way of putting it. It's a weird dynamic for me.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about people that are caping up for owners before, and I'm not really on board with that. I appreciate and I have a lot of respect for what Joe Lacob has done for the Warriors, and I'm forever thankful for what he did to take my garbage ass basketball team and make them a force to be reckoned with now and going forward for the rest of my fucking life. That being said, that's a basketball thing. I'm very good at compartmentalizing that part of it. I can say for basketball, all right, Joe Lacob, do the thing, do what you need to do. If he goes and buys the Angels, and this is going to be hypocritical, fuck it, fuck him, but only for baseball. I mean, I've said before that I don't want to be the guy like saying screw Vegas except for baseball, but if the A's go there, so I'm like not on board if the A's go to Vegas, but I'm going to be a hypocrite, and that's my right, and I can do that. So I hope he doesn't buy the Angels because I don't want to root against him, but I will if I have to.
I don't know. I might root for him. The only reason being, it's not because, yes, I appreciate what he did for the Warriors, but I've already said, and I've been on the record, that I'm a big Shohei Ohtani fan. I think we're never going to probably see a player like that probably ever again in our generation, at least at the level of what Shohei's doing. But to see him get an ownership that wants to spend money and like surround him with, a chance to win championships, how can you not? I mean, that's the storybook written right there. Another storybook, another cash cow for him. I'm a big fan of it. I hope he does it. I want to see Trout not be wasted. I want to see Shohei Ohtani not be wasted. I'm a fan of talent that I think should earn the opportunity to be able to win. Trout's never been in a playoff, right?
No,
he's been once. I think it was like 2015. It was that
terrible.
The 1 year the Angels won the AL West, I think.
That's absolutely terrible. And the A's have been in how many playoffs yet? Although we don't really get out of the wild card, but still, that's more than what the Angels can say in the last decade.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think, Sam? You gonna love it? You gonna hate it?
I feel like I'm good. I agree with both of you guys. Like, I'm good at compartmentalizing certain feelings. I feel like as long, do I want the A's to win? I'm still a fan of the A's, but I shit all over John Fisher because he's a bastard and he's a cheap bastard at that. I just think it's going to be like what I would be rooting for in Joe Lacob is I like business. I like learning about business. I love the business of sports. That's one of the most interesting things, that I find about sports is how business is conducted and how do they get to these goals. And I love the front office business and, fitting in all of these contracts. So I'm interested in, like you said, Vince, Joe Lacob took the team and, they won these championships and now they're, it's like forever grateful. If the Angels went off to win a World Series, it's going to be probably because of ownership, because of good ownership and leadership. So am I going to be pissed that the Angels won it as a fan? Yeah, because I'm still an A's fan, but I'm going to come back to like, if only the A's had an owner that cared, like who was invested in winning. If you're it's sports. You play these games to win. Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. If you had, that's what I think Warriors fans love about Joe Lacob is that he's 100% all in. And to get to the mountaintop of where he's at, the Golden State Warriors as a business had to do, things that are kind of rough. I mean, like, let's not like act like, moving the Warriors from Oakland back to San Francisco was like this really easy peasy thing that they did. It took a lot of money, it took a lot of development, it took a lot of architects, it took a lot of government influence to make that happen. But
winning helps though.
He's a businessman, but winning is the best deodorant. So
that's what made that move so much easier because they won.
They were winning. So I think if Joe Lacob took over the Angels, man, Peter Guber's going to be right next to him. Peter Guber is a Hollywood power producer in Anaheim. Like, dude, those guys got connections, so I wouldn't be surprised if, the Angels let's say they bought them this season, I would not be surprised if the Angels are, a team to be reckoned with for the next 10 years, because they're going to be pointed in the right direction. Joe Lacob's going to hire the best and the brightest general manager, president. He's going to find his Bob Myers. Like, he will find his baseball Bob Myers. And he'll find a manager. He'll find a manager,
I think he will. But I think that's what I'm just rooting for,
and I would
for
respect
players. I do also want to point out, we're on a tracker here, an unannounced tracker that we did not talk about, but Albert Pujols is at 694 as of right now. He hit an Oppo Taco today, and we're 6 away from 700. So
sweet.
Just want to put
Go
that
Cardinals. That's my number 2 team.
He's got more than a month to get the last 6. At first I thought it's gonna be real close, but now it's like, if he stays healthy, 700 is going down, man. Like,
he could do it.
He's just been on a tear for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. It's just a matter of time at this point.
That man's about to get PED tested.
Are we going to talk about the Giants real quick? I do have a little.
You have a note. All right, let's talk Giants real quick.
It's not really about the play of baseball. I guess it's more of we don't really talk a whole lot about the Giants, but I do keep up on them mostly. Like I said, I love the business of sports. So I love the Farhan Zaidi talk. I love the discussion of the franchise. That's I think my most favorite thing about sports now, as I've gotten older, is the business. And the Giants business is a mess. And, Farhan was this golden child coming from the A's to the Dodgers, and now with the Giants, and it's a mess, man. They don't have a lot of prospects. The prospects that they're talking about they thought they were going to be ready this year, but now they're saying next year,
they brought them all up, and then none of them played well. So they put them back down.
The guys that they had at AAA, but their big prospect is Luciano. He's still a year away.
Joey
Bart does not look right. He doesn't look good.
Their only bright spots is Logan Webb and Rodon. That's it.
And Rodon might walk.
Well, he's going to. Yeah,
he's a free agent. Reason. So, why would you re-sign here? So it's been really interesting to see the Giants now, because Giants fans are pissed. They know happy, coming up in second place with all these big time free agents. And, I think the Giants fans have a perspective, and I agree with them on this, is that, you win these World Series and then you run your show like the A's, that ain't going to fly, and nor should it fly. You just won 3 World Series. There's a lot of damn money, go improve the team. And I was not a big fan of the Gabe Kapler hire. I know last year it seemed like we were eating crow last year because they did so good. And but he's not a good manager. He's a laptop manager, and that's the worst kind of manager. So
yeah, there's something to be said about a gut feel manager, their previous one in Bochy, even Bob Melvin. I mean, I know that he was, running through this way, the metrics, but when the game got down to it, tight in the wire, he called the shots. If I want to pull a guy in the 6th inning, 7th inning, play this guy, he called the shots.
Yeah.
So that's also a reason why Bob Melvin's no longer there, because he was tired of being told sabermetrics this, sabermetrics that. And he was like, fuck it, I'm going to San Diego, where I don't have to do that. I can run the show all the way through. And look how it's working out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I agree.
You're going to retain some guys? Yeah, for sure. Now we can move on. That was enough Giants talk.
All right. So I guess at this point, let's move on to our extra points. This is a new thing that we're going to try to do, is these quick hitter, just real brief subjects that we want to talk about. I'm going to start off with the Sharks. They literally just less than an hour ago sent Aiden Hill, the 3rd goalie on their NHL roster, to the rival Vegas Golden Knights for a 4th round pick. And this move was expected, but also it's officially admitting that you took an L because you traded a second rounder to Phoenix to get Aiden Hill, and now you're giving him back up a year later for a 4th round pick. So the Aiden Hill experience is over with the Sharks.
Okay with it.
And I mean, to get a 4th round pick for the guy who was just not it, man, he was awful. There's no real nice way to say it. It was rough to watch. So just to get a 4th round pick for him is that's a minor victory for Mike Greer as far as I'm concerned, even though you are taking a loss.
That's the trade that Vince wanted for Jimmy G. Just take the 7th round draft pick, just get him out the door.
Not a 7th. I mean, I was like I would have been happy. Like, I mean, the Niners gave up a second rounder to New England to get Jimmy. If they get a 4th back for Jimmy going forward, I could live with that. But yeah, okay. Different sport. Tyler, you got a note about Chet Holmgren?
Chet Holmgren, my okay. This is my personal opinion. Please don't kill me. I mean, you're more than welcome to on the old Twitter there. But I really don't like Chet Holmgren right now, and the reason being is that he's very cocky for a giraffe-looking kind of person who has played 0 amounts of minutes in the NBA, and his draft cockiness just rubbed me the wrong way. Some people take it as like this kid's got charisma and like he's super motivated to be the best in the league. I took it as cockiness for somebody who has 0 experience and looks like a giraffe. And by giraffe, I mean like skinny legs, looks like he's going to break. There's no meat on that bones. And my point was kind of proven to an extent, very little. He played Jordan Crawford's Pro-Am tournament up in Washington. And LeBron James decided to show up and he was going to play. And Chet Holmgren thought, well, it's time to prove myself. So I'm going to guard LeBron James as he was backpedaling, guarding LeBron James, who, by the way, just demolished him. I mean, he could have run Chet Holmgren through the wall behind the hoop. Like, that's how much LeBron was pushing this kid. Holmgren eventually, I think he did something with his foot. Now he has to get surgery with his foot, and he's out for the whole entire season.
It's a Liz Frank, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's out the whole
that's a
entire
midfoot.
season.
It's a midfoot injury, and those sons of bitches take forever to heal.
But it's
you're always
good though.
You're always on your feet. But yeah,
it felt good that his cockiness about how he was going to dominate everyone in the league, and then LeBron James, who was in his 19th, going to be in his 18th year in the league, just dominated the shit out of this little kid. Is it 19?
It's about to be 19. Yeah.
I love that he dominated this kid. I love it. Yeah. I love everything about it. It makes me feel good and like humble pie Chet like that quick for me. And anyone who was hating on me, back to you, kid.
You don't know Chet. You don't know Jack Chet about Chet.
What's the description of this kid again? Because that was quite
he's like
hilarious.
8-footer. He's like an 8-footer who's very thin. He's a big guy.
Tim, he's so skinny that his chest is inverted. You ever seen those dudes who are like, it looks like their chest got sucked in and it's like a black hole in the middle of their chest? That's what this kid looks like. He's that skinny. He needs to go to the weight room.
I would like to see you say that.
All right.
I'd like to see you say that to Chet's face.
Bring it on,
You
Chet.
look like a giraffe.
I may be at your crotch level, but I'm gonna call you a giraffe. Fucking 7'6".
Well, that's when you do the boxing, right? You're boxing his nuts.
Just thinking that. I think of what is it? Full Metal Jacket. And he's like, "How tall are you, son?" 6 foot. I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
Right? Yeah.
I didn't know they stacked Chet that high.
All right.
Last week we didn't talk about the whole Tiger Woods meeting up with the PGA people. I just wanted to touch base onto this real quick. We were talking about it today, or at least before the show. I decided to tune into the Tour Championship this Sunday, and I felt like maybe I haven't watched as much golf. People are more than welcome to give me their own opinion on our handles here, but I felt like they talked about money every like 15 minutes. Like every minute it was like, oh, if so-and-so finishes in this place, they're going to get $12 million, or you can count this as $1 million putt. And it just seemed like they were really pushing the envelope of talking about money and being transparent in the PGA with how much money each player is making in this tournament. And I have a feeling that that's a byproduct of the LIV Golf situation. So Tiger Woods, about a week ago, I want to say maybe a week and a half ago, flew down to go visit, basically hold like a players meeting about the PGA Golf and LIV Golf. And Rory McIlroy is basically taking the mantle of Tiger Woods as far as being the spokesperson for PGA Golf. But Woods came out and said that what the players are doing are basically defecting to go to LIV Golf. He basically called them like, Cuban defectors as an example. I feel like that's a little strong, but okay. He basically said that all players were turning their backs on the league that supported them and gave them a chance to have a living wage. And basically, you do something that people can't even fathomly believe of doing on a daily basis. You have a chance to win hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in 4 days of work. And you're going to turn your back to go make millions of more dollars on a league that already is paying you pretty handsomely. So he was really upset. He was fed up with it. And he thinks that LIV Golf is just going to fail within a year anyways. And I'm kind of with him on it. I think it is going to fail within a year. They're already having money issues. They can't pay certain players. Players are getting paid money for not even showing up and doing good in a tournament because they're on the winning team. There's a lot of problems with LIV Golf, and I don't know. We'll see. I am just curious to see if it's going to last a year. I don't think it will. But I think Tiger Woods is right, honestly.
Yeah, I hate to be like a agreement radio, but I agree with you. 100%.
I have nothing of value to contribute because I kind of also agree. Yeah.
I'll be
Great
a
radio.
contrarian.
I'll be the devil's advocate. LIV Golf is great. You're all idiots. And here's why.
Okay, Skip Bayless. All right. So we've come to the point in the episode that we had teased last week about a little draft we're going to have. And so, but we didn't tell you what it was going to be, but here we are now. I want you to get into this headspace. It's fantasy football draft season. You're going over to your friend's house to make your picks. You're all setting up on your laptops. You're making your notes and your tummy's a little rumbly. So you reach over to go grab a snack or you grab a beverage of some kind. What is that you're going to get? So here we are. We are going to be drafting the best food and drinks you could have at a party. Specifically, we're talking like a fantasy football draft, but I guess it works for any kind of party, if we're being honest. So we're going to have some fun with this. I randomly drew who's going to be drafting first. Tim is going to be playing with us as well. So we have Tyler in drafting first, then Tim,
Ooh,
then Sam,
okay.
And then me. And the way this will work is it is a snake draft. So it'll be Tyler with the first pick, Tim second, Sam third, me fourth. And then on our way back, I'll go first, then Sam, then Tim, then Tyler. And we'll zigzag back and forth like that. Okay. And
now, am I drafting food and a drink, or am I drafting food or a drink?
Or so you get one pick, you get one item. Okay.
All right. I got it.
So
I'm ready.
So Tyler, you are ready to go. You're on the clock. What do you got, bud?
Oh man, I'm pressing the button. The pick is in. We don't even have to count down the 2 minutes that it takes. Nachos.
You're grabbing nachos, the 101. I don't hate that pick. I like the pick. Nachos are obviously a fantastic food. And you also get to, you get all kinds of good stuff. There's a little bit of, you get to choose what you put on the nachos too. So that's fun. What do you think about the pick, Sam?
I like it. Yeah, it's a good number one pick.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
No notes.
Consensus number
those
one.
Those nachos should be a year one starter.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So there are many kinds of nachos. What what is that? Is it like full
he
blown nachos?
gets
Is it just cheese?
any and all nachos. There's no like you don't get to specify that my nachos have cheese, yours don't. No, this is
to let you know, Tim. Though it's a combination of real cheese and nacho cheese.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's on your nachos? Just real quick. What's on your nachos?
Oh man, definitely jalapenos. Doing some real cheese, some nacho cheese, and then if I get a little frisky and I feel really into it, sometimes I'll do little bacon bits and just sprinkle it on top of it.
I don't hate that. Yeah, I always like grabbing like the chili cheese nachos, like when I'm at a ballpark or something. So that's usually my go-to, but like I get that. I respect it. That's a good pick. So nachos is the pick. Tim, you are on the clock. What do you got? What are you taking?
To a draft, I'm a man of simple needs, and all I really need is like a bag of just pretzels. You know what? Does that work?
Pretzels, yeah,
That
absolutely.
works.
Pretzels works. All right.
I will say I feel like pretzels was like maybe a late first rounder, maybe a second round pick for me, but I'll go with it. Wild horse.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little. I thought it was a little early to grab pretzels, but I certainly am not ashamed of liking a good pretzel. Like, be it a bag of pretzels, or even if you like, cook up, like, put in the oven, get some soft pretzels, like the big Bavarian ones.
Or
I'm on board for that as well.
Or can I so they have the pretzels with peanut butter inside of them. I forget what they're called, but like
the little pretzel bite things.
Yeah.
Those are good. Those are your quintessential bar snacks.
Yeah.
I will take you that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that you also get those too as the pretzels pick.
Sweet.
I'm trying to imagine this, like what type of pretzels would be there. Like I understand nachos, you could get any nachos. Okay, I get that. But I'm also like with the pretzel, you're talking like I'm imagining like, pretzel bag, like hard, crunchy, where I thought that would have been further down the draft, Tim. Like if you were like, a hot pretzel with mustard, but I don't know anybody who has a pretzel machine.
Although I would not have been upset if Tim also said Chex Mix with the pretzels.
That's too specific.
It's too specific. It's too specific. You're leaving open a little too much. I think pretzels is the right level to say though, to like, claim the pretzels stuff that you need to. So yeah. All right. So pretzels.
It's my first day.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, welcome. No, yeah. Welcome to drafting. This is good. It's a good thing we're doing. Sam, you are on the clock. What do you got?
There's going to be a grill of some kind. There's food. I'm looking at this through the perspective of what my draft would be and what I would be serving. And what I would be serving is a nice, yummy Mexican street taco.
Ooh, I had taco. Ooh,
like
you
nice
son of a
street taco.
Hey, yeah. What limitations do we have here?
So
there is none. You took mine. That was gonna be my pick on the next round.
I would definitely be cooking tacos. Everybody loves tacos.
Dang, I should have said tacos.
That is an excellent pick. Yeah, the tacos would have been a good number 102. Sam can't believe the luck that that fell into his lap there. Yeah. That's great. That's great value. Great value.
You had the right region culture, Tyler. You just
But nachos are easy. You can put them in the microwave. You can put them in the oven.
Yeah. What's easier than a taco?
You gotta cook the meat.
Taco truck.
You gotta cook the meat. You gotta like heat up the tortilla. There's a lot of steps and processes to go into it. You gotta get the beans. Tacos, you just throw that shit onto a pan and you just stick it in something and you leave it alone for like 5-6 minutes and come right back.
All right, so I have the next two picks because we were snaking back around. So the first pick, I can't believe I get to take the first beverage off the board. I'm taking beer, any and all beer. That's my pick. Just hanging around, drafting, yelling out players' names while you're
this is a value pick.
A beer. This
is a value pick because I know Vince at a real draft is not going for the beer.
He's doing this. I'm not. No, I'm a man of the people.
Only to win the draft.
I'm trying to win some. Yeah, of course I'm trying to win. I always stay trying to win. But yeah, so I've got my beverage. That's beer. So now I get another pick, and I'm looking around at my board. And I think that the next good choice, I'm choosing between two different things, and I'm not going to say them until I say the one that I do pick. And I'm thinking back and forth which one would be, I'm going to choose the one that's a little bit easier to prep, and that would be pizza. You order some pizza. So I got beer and pizza. Those are my picks, and I think I'm feeling really great about my draft so far. I mean,
well, I would too if I get to do 2 picks back to back.
Right?
Yeah, you got to drink and the selling point is also a beer and a pizza goes really well together. Like you could sell a beer with a pizza, and you can sell a pizza with a beer. Like that's a good combo.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's what I was.
You can grab a slice in your right hand, have a slice in your left, or a beer in your left hand, and you're living the life.
That's right. All right. So Sam, you're back on the board. What are you picking?
I'm gonna take a drink, and this is the drink that I go to no matter if I'm having fun or a bad day. You can, if you need to pace it, you can go a little slower. If you need to sip it, you could sip on it. If you're having a terrible Super Bowl and you're losing a bunch of money, it's just going to wipe that memory clean and you're going to feel like crap the next day. I'm going with whiskey. I got
my man.
Whiskey. Yeah.
Whiskey is.
I'm taking all the whiskeys.
That's right.
At mine, this would be whatever whiskey you want. I have a magical little box where you just reach in there and whatever whiskey you want comes out. So insert whiskey.
That's great. That sounds like an awesome time. I don't hate it. I actually do like that I've now triggered the get your beverage now. I've sort of triggered the run on beverages.
Well, that was my strategy. So I got to get a food. I got to get a food, and then I got to get a drink.
Yeah.
Vince is that guy that drafts a quarterback way too early and then puts everybody in panic, and then they start drafting quarterbacks.
Because I'm really not. Snack.
I'm really not, though. I'm really not the early quarterback guy. But
there's no more. We're running low on drinks already.
Okay. Tim, you are back on the clock. What are you going to pick?
I mean, I kind of just want to say soda.
Soda's a great pick.
With a drink.
That was my number 2 was a soda.
Yeah,
that's a great pick. Yeah, that now you're all set. That's great. And I mean, any and all sodas,
take that beer and whiskey.
Soda. Sometimes we'll team up. You can pour, you're going to be my chaser.
There you go.
True.
Dr. Pepe's to the dome.
Jack and Coke.
All right. Who's next?
All right.
That would be me, sir.
Tyler gets 2 picks now. See, you were complaining about 2 picks for me, but now here you go. You've got 2 picks.
I am impressed. I think my pick may have had an injury, which causes draft stock to fall. I'm a little impressed that I'm able to get this so late in this draft. But hot dogs.
Hot dogs, great pick.
Don't know how you're not getting those. And we're talking about regular hot dogs, not the Oakland A's version of hot dogs.
Yeah. It just any and all hot dogs. That's that falls under your umbrella. So that's a good pick to close out the second round.
And then we're in 2022, about to be in 2023. Things have changed. When I grew up, it was always beers at the party. You'd have your whiskey and your sodas, but you know what? Times change. Some people like these now, and I'm going to go with seltzers and all seltzers, alcoholic style.
That's your Trulies, your White Claws, what have you.
Yep.
You were the only one without a beverage, so that makes sense. You wanted to grab the last beverage you can. I get it. I respect it. Don't want somebody to double up on beverages and leave you with nothing. So I get it. And yeah, it's a good pick. It's the fourth best option of beverages out of 4 guys drafting things. So yeah.
I've got another one, but hopefully Sam doesn't ruin my fun here.
Well, I mean, we still got to see what Tim does. So Tim, you're back on the clock.
Sure.
What do you got?
So I really, really like to get messy. And the only thing that really gets messy is ribs. Nice, juicy ribs.
That is a good one.
Excellent pick. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, so far I'm just hungry. That's what's happening here.
I'm getting really hungry now.
Yeah.
So
and then Tim's gonna be like, it's all ribs. It could be like Korean style ribs. It can
absolutely
be short
I
ribs.
thought that was a given.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
prime ribs.
Absolutely.
It can be
Prime ribs.
All
Beef
the
ribs.
if you're into eating people, it could be the human ribs. It's any
Hey,
ribs
man.
you want.
Hey,
No
I
one
don't
stopped the
discriminate.
Donner Party. So you're on your own.
The Donner Party stopped the Donner Party eventually, but that's a whole other story. That's like,
Well,
that's like last
that
podcast on the left
escalated
stuff.
fast.
Yeah, it really did. We really got there. Sam,
I don't know. Jimmy tasted fine to me.
Sam, you are back on the clock. I am moving on and pretending that Tyler didn't say that.
All right, I got my tacos. I got my
Yep.
whiskey.
That's right.
I need something sweet, and I need a dessert. So I'm taking ice cream. I'm taking all ice creams.
Ice cream. All right.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's not the dessert I would have picked. You're gonna find out the dessert that I do pick in just a second, but I mean I don't hate it. It gets a little messy. And especially if you're trying to like take notes and stuff, that's where you might run into problems, I think. But yeah, I mean that's not a bad pick. I
I'm
don't
taking
hate
ice
it.
cream, man.
All right.
I could get my strawberry. I see, like, I'm weird when I get like a whole bunch of ice cream. I like having a whole bunch of different flavors. Like I want my strawberry, I want my mint and chip, I want some Rocky Road over here, and then something weird, like something that's a real wild card, and then, so at a big gathering like that, I would want a whole smorgasbord of ice cream.
Okay.
Because I'm pigging out. Like, I don't care about notes. I don't care about this or that. I'm here to draft, but I'm also here to eat ice cream.
That's I respect it. I don't agree with it, but I respect it. So
I came to kick ass and eat ice cream. And I'm all out of ice cream.
Ass cream.
Ass cream. Man. Okay, so the food that I was oscillating between when I was trying to decide between pizza made it back to me. I can't believe it. So to pair with my beer and pizza, I'm gonna grab wings.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
it's really good. I
Yeah.
can't believe it made it all the way back. The beverage run really helped that happen. So I appreciate you all for falling into my trap.
You're welcome.
So I've got beer, I've got pizza, I've got wings, and now it is time for the desserts. And this is actually something that I make really well. That I'm a big boy and I know how to bake. And one of the things that I bake really, really well is a chocolate brownie. I do brownies really good. So brownies are my fourth pick. So I have beer, pizza, wings, and brownies. That's my board right now.
How many picks do we have?
I mean, I have a slated for 4, but we can go 6.
No. I just want to know how I gotta pick and choose.
I think we've got time to go like 2 more, like go 6. Yeah, we got time for 6.
I'm having too much fun. We're going to 20.
Who's Mr. Irrelevant?
That's right. So yeah, we'll go 6 rounds. We're starting round 4 right now. So we're halfway there. Okay.
All right.
So Sam, you are back on the clock. To remind everybody, you have street tacos, whiskey, and ice cream so far.
All right. So I think I'm gonna go with more of a snack. So I got my tacos as my food. I got a dessert. I got some alcohol, but I need some snacks to go with all of that. To start the game, I'm gonna take potato chips.
Oh, chips. Okay, chips is for Sam. Oh, there they are. See, I actually when I was thinking about this, I was actually thinking just chips in general. So like you can go potato chips or you can go Doritos. Either way, that's fine. And I think they're different enough from nachos to separate them. Yeah. But I'm happy to give you just chips in general, just all chips.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, chips.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good pick. That's a good value. 4th round. Those bad boys fell all the way down to you there. So that's good.
I'm feeling good. It's gonna be a solid wide receiver, chips.
Yeah. Tim, you are back on the board. You have pretzels, soda, and ribs.
Yeah, and I'm really liking the idea of including some kind of dessert. And I know some people love different desserts, but I love cake. So let's put cake on the board.
Cake, I love it. That's a good call. Yeah, I don't have any problem with cake at all. I don't really like the frosting too much. It's just a little bit too much sugar, but you can scrape that off or take half of it or whatever. It's great. It's perfect.
It really depends on who makes it. Like if you got somebody who knows what they're doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if that frosting is, good, it's worth it. So I'm good. Tyler, you are back on the clock. You got the next 2 picks.
Well, I'm glad that Tim didn't take my desserts. We are in America, sir. And in America, you eat pies. And I got pies as my dessert.
You can
there's a run on desserts.
Yeah. I started the run on
ice cream go.
Yeah. That's good. Sam started a run. I've started a run. That's kind of cool. Tyler, are you going to start another run on your own of something else?
No, I'm going to start a biasy one that I don't think Vince is really into. Sam is very much into it, and I will be murdered by my family if I don't put it on the list. And it's going to be spinach dip.
You're right. I'm not into spinach dip, but I totally get it. And if it was around in round 5, I would have taken it anyway because it is a good value pick. A lot of people do love spinach dip. I just happen to not be one of them, but I get it. I respect the pick. Again, I don't agree with it, but I respect it. Another one of those for me.
Agreed.
Yeah. No notes. Okay. No notes. Tim, you are back on the clock with your 5th pick. What do you got?
Okay, it was an obvious pick that I should have went with instead of pretzels, but potato salad. Potato salad is
salad. Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, again, that's another good staple of picnics and parties of some kind. Yeah, it's good stuff.
When we went to Hawaii, they had a potato mac salad, which I've never thought about putting those together. And it was one of the most delicious things I've ever had in my life.
That sounds awesome. There's at Costco, you can get a big thing of potato salad, and I'll just eat that thing up like single-handedly. So good.
It's like the 4-pounder. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
for sure. Sam, you are back on the clock.
All right. So I got 2 more picks. This pick and then 1 more pick.
That is correct. So we're closing up the 5th round. That we're gonna go 6. So
okay. At my draft, I would totally have a chocolate fondue fountain. So I'm taking a chocolate fondue fountain.
All right, chocolate fondue is on.
And
there we go.
It's gonna pair really good with ice cream. I'm going to have 2 wide receivers on the outside, ice cream and chocolate fondue. Either one can play the X, they could play the Z, they could be a running back. I got 2 Debos.
This party is way too fancy for me right now.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, so I'm here with my last two picks, and I'm looking at my board. I've got my beer, pizza, wings, and brownies. So what I'm seeing is, a lot of staples, but I'm not seeing, appetizers, or sides or whatever. So what I'm thinking of is if you grab like a crock pot and you just load that sumbitch up with a ton of meatballs and cook that up. So we're going with meatballs as your little appetizer for my fifth pick.
All right.
Meatballs, good center. Could potentially be a
just bringing the beef,
pro.
Yeah, that's right. Just beefy. And then I have my last pick, and so I could go a couple of different ways with it. Do I go with another dessert? I don't know. Do I do another one of those crock pot type things, or do we go with a different kind of appetizer? And I think I'm going to go with another appetizer type thing. And I'm going to say, which one do I do? I'm going to go with pigs in a blanket. You take the little
I was thinking about that
mini
one.
dogs, and then you wrap them up in like a crescent roll or something. Yeah, it is clutch. Absolutely
a good choice.
So that rounds out my draft board. So Sam, you are on the clock with your last pick.
All right. So this guy, he was an all-American in high school and in college. And this pick it's going to be a MVP caliber player, and
all the way in the sixth round, huh? You're calling the MVP.
Yeah. After at my draft party, 6 or 7 different street tacos, any tacos you want, you get 6 or 7 of those bad boys. Your belly's full. You're probably like 8 or 9 shots deep on whatever whiskey you want. And now you got ice cream and fondue, chocolate fondue, and you got a little bit of a tummy ache. You're going to need something to help you out, flush your system. I'm going with water. I'm going with the homie H2O all the way.
Wow.
H2O is going to be the quarterback that gets everybody home safely.
Oh, geez. Yeah, basic. Like pH9, yeah, basic. All right. That I did not see that pick coming. That kind of caught me off guard there. I do respect it though. So Tim, your last pick. What are you gonna take?
Yeah, so I think I'm really thinking very small when it comes to like some of these things. Like I don't have a main like entree, a main thing to kind of tie it all together. And I think one of the things that you have to have at a draft party is chili. Have to have some really good chili.
That is an excellent pick. I am not mad at all at that one. That's good. And it fell all the way to the 6th round. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
And
Tyler.
I get all the waters I get all the waters.
That's why I specified my seltzers to be alcoholic, because I didn't want people to think,
I get the waters, flavored waters.
Fair. That's totally that. Yep.
So,
absolutely.
Can you read me back what I have?
All right. So Tyler, your board has nachos, hot dogs, seltzers, pie, and spinach dip. What are you closing out your draft with?
Yeah, I think nachos is a good app. You could put it down, maybe we could pick it up. Spinach dip is a good app. Anyone just walking around, just pick one up and go. I think hot dogs is a good kind of feature meal, but it may not always fill you up. You've got your pie, you've got your drinks, we've got that covered, but I don't think I have a main course meal. Like the coup de grace, the one that trumps it all. I would say that it got its roots in Texas. It's moved its way to California, and it's going to be a star. It's going to be a big star at mine. And that is the tri-tip.
Tri-tip is phenomenal. That's a great pick.
Good pick.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So to recap, Tyler has nachos, hot dogs, seltzer, pie, spinach dip, and tri-tip. Tim, you have pretzels, soda, ribs, cake, potato salad, and chili. Sam, you have street tacos, whiskey, ice cream, chips, chocolate fondue, and water. And my board has beer, pizza, wings, brownies, meatballs, and pigs in a blanket. That's a great
Can you
board.
imagine the hashtags on this episode?
Oh, this is wild.
Like, who's looking for pigs in a blanket? Hey, y'all, pigs in a blanket is trending.
You never know.
Oh man, here we are. All right, so honorable mentions. Anybody have anything on their list that didn't make it? I'll say mozzarella sticks is something that I thought would have been taken but didn't.
We were talking nachos and tacos, and I really wanted to. It just didn't make the board. Was tequila.
Okay.
Did not make the board.
That's a good one.
Or like cheese
like
sticks?
a queso dip or something. Mozzarella sticks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Sliders is another good one that was on there.
Just burgers in general. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah, we didn't really do burgers.
French fries.
I almost took a burger.
French fries didn't make it either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even those like
French fries got a future
though.
French fries got a future.
Yeah, gotta sit on
He's gonna get picked up by a team, and French fries, it's got a future.
Yeah, on the waiver wire. That's like the number one on the waiver
Could
wire.
really run the ball.
Yeah.
The only fries I don't like is the wedges. I hate the thick cut wedge. I hate those.
I
least favorite. That. Get them out of
here. When Sam picked street tacos, that basically took running to Taco Bell and grabbing a taco 12-pack off of the board. I'm like, no, if you've got street tacos, I'm not even going to bother with going to Taco Bell at that point. But like, it's something that I've definitely done for a party before, is shown up with a 12-pack.
I think next time we do the food one, we got it. The rule will change a little bit, make it a little bit harder, is like being really specific with what it is. Like, if you say taco, it needs to be a specific taco.
I don't know about that. I think, I like the idea of making it just broad enough that you have to really like dig into your bag of tricks. Otherwise, everybody's going to be taking a taco of some kind, and that's kind of boring to me.
Oh yeah. So, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this was a lot of fun, and I think it's just about time to wrap this bad boy up. Anybody have anything else for the good of the order?
If anyone gets a chance, just go on Twitter and just type in Braves mascot, and it's probably one of the hilarious things you'll ever see. So mascots of different sports. I got to play against a Pee Wee football team, and the Braves mascot. Well, okay.
No, it was the Ravens.
Honorary mention to the Ravens mascot because he tore his ACL out there playing against the Pee Wee team. But the Braves mascot was straight up stiff arming every kid possible on its way to a touchdown, and it's one of the greatest things I've seen in a very long time. So if you get the opportunity, please check that out.
All right. So let's close this bad boy out. You can find us on social media, SVT Sports Pod on Instagram and Twitter. You can also send us an email, svtsportspod@gmail.com. And we are on YouTube now, so please visit us there. Drop a like, subscribe, all of the things you're supposed to do to let us be seen by more and more people. Because if you like us, maybe your friends will like us too, and just spread the word, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll just be hanging out and talking shit about sports. Slide into those DMs, people.